Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian Report, and starting with the ASX 200 here on the weekly chart. And I just want to go over this particular space here. We know that this wave 4 here, we've got 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave. Now, the fourth wave here can either be here as an ABC here, but this doesn't really complete nicely as a C wave here. So it can be an A wave here with a B wave up here and a C wave here, and then wave 4 here. And if that's the case, then from B to C here, we've been tracking 5 waves, as you may know, and that can be completed now. So we could have 5 waves moving, making new highs here now. That's one pathway. The other pathway is that this is wave 3 here, wave 4 is actually in play here, and wave 5 is here, and this is wave 1 here. So this wave 1 here, and we've had 5 waves down in this case. So in this space here now, we would see an A and a B and a C here for wave 2, and then we'll go down for wave 3 here, 4 and 5. So we need to be open-minded with this here. You may have a strong opinion of what's going to occur, and that's fine. I don't have that just yet, so we need to track this move up here. Now, in both cases, it being either wave 2 here or wave 5 up here, it's going to look much the same in its initial move to the upside here. So it's going to take a little while to be able to figure it out. Now, wave 2 here, normally wave 2s are normally quite, this is upside down here, but an A and a B and a C here. So they're quite simple and sharp, you know, so it's not really until they've really sort of completed that we're really, the 3 waves are going to be completed that we're going to know. And also too, within each structure, they're both going to be, this is going to be 5 waves. So moving up here in this first move up here will be 5 waves, then an ABC correction here back to the 50-60% area, and then the move up through here. So we'll only know when this moves back down here too far, in a way. So we will, you know, this will be sort of included in equities as well, especially the banking sector, now that that's really cracked. So yeah, we'll just we'll be very mindful of how we handle things here. It won't be a perfect world, but at least we know where our problem is here and what solutions we need. We also may be able to pick up the thread too in terms of other markets as well. Being those other markets can be in Asia, Europe, or the US, so we may be able to tie it in with those guys. So just moving in here now on the daily chart here, the 5 waves that we've been looking at is really 1 and 2 here, as you may know, and 3 here, and we're looking for 4 to pull back, and then wave 5 to move down here. So one of my sort of targets down here was 5,650. That's halfway between 500 here, the 5,500, the 500 and the 800, so that's the halfway mark there. Another kind of interesting thing here, if I just go back to the weekly a little bit, no, maybe I'll do it on the daily. Oh no, here's good, yeah, I've already got it here anyway. So this is a major level here of 5,000, and then the 650 here, which is a medium level, and the halfway mark between those is 5,750. So as you can see here, it pulls some weight within all of this here. So it's a number that we could use really sort of off the bat here on the move up here, the 5,750. So if I just cut straight through to the 4-hour chart here, from the top here, wave 1 and 2 and 5 waves down for 3 and 4 here. Wave 2 was complex in this space, and wave 4 was rather simple compared to wave 2. But normally we would look for wave 4 to be complex and wave 2 to be simple in this space. It does appear that we had targets to the downside of 5.7 and also 5.650. So we're kind of in there now, and we've got a strong bounce off the US markets. Now, the current move up here is not in 5 waves just yet. So if I can just move into the hourly chart and pick it up from this wave 4 here, the blue wave 4, we've been counting it down as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 coming as 5 waves down through to here. So I probably mentioned of taking some, we've got this trend line coming through here as well from way back. Not that that's a big deal at this point, but in fact, I can move that. Yeah, so it does appear that we have our 5 waves down in this structure here for this low here. But in terms of confirmation on things, it's nice to have 5 waves to the upside. And here we can see 1 and 2 here. We don't have 5 yet in here. If I can just borrow these over here just for the time being. Wave 1, wave 2 here. Wave 3 will be sort of strong and longer here, so that's not finished there. Then there'll be a wave 4 and wave 5 here. So once we've got those 5 waves, which will take us pretty much up into the 5-8 here, 8 being a profit-taking number, we'll see that react from there. So then we can expect the market to move back into this space here, and this is where we'll be able to pick things. It may not pull all the way back here, by the by, but it just gives us a starting point. You know, sometimes it hits it right on the 61.8% and it's kind of haunting. Other times it's missed it by a mile, and we wonder why we use it for. But it's just a starting point. It's more important to count the structure. So there'll be 5 waves in this little first move here. I don't think this move here is finished. It will be moving up here somewhere, but we can expect that 5.750 to play out across here a little bit. And then wave 5 up here, then some type of ABC correction. It might be just something like that. But this, if you went long here, which you can do, then we need to keep the stop. Let's just copy that. Let's just go long here. I mean, the time that this wave 4 plays out and you go long here anyway, it's fine. So it's okay, but we just have to keep this stop here. Probably have to keep it under that low there at least. Be nice to go under the 750, but we also don't want a lot of exposure for the risk reward as well. I mean, that distance here would be looking up to the 5.8 for this here, and taking the money off the table and then waiting for a setup either here or getting a pullback into this sort of area through here on this. Let me just check this on the tick chart here for that particular stop. So wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then we've got, I have to think about that, but either wave 1 and 2 to here or wave 1 and 2 to here. So that stop, there's 5.7. I suppose the stop could go under here. It's getting a little bit close because we need to do the closing on this market and the start of the next market. So really you need to be down here further for that stop. And then also too, you've got the 550 here. You've got group 1 of 5.7, so we've got 700 here. Then we've got 10, 20, and 30 here. So they're the levels at that point that would be working to. Yeah, I mean, if the 572 became the retested resistance again, then this market would move down again. But we want to keep the stop under all of this, so we'll just keep it under here for the time being. That's if you want to go along now. Okay, let's have a quick look at the other markets. So I'll start with Hong Kong first before I go to China. So in this case here, we've got wave 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the third wave. So this, if this low is in, which I'd always expect to bounce off the medium level, So we can expect a bounce for wave 4 to come back. Sorry, just get my tools working. So in this case here, I'll just tighten these up here a little bit further. So in this instance here, we'd be looking for some sort of 2650 would be the important number in here. 26,650 in here somewhere. That's good enough. And we'll be looking up higher here to the 28,000. So that's where we're looking for that. It's possible that the move down here can be corrective as an A, B, and C wave to this point here, but I'll just leave it as wave 3 for the time being, because either way we'll be looking for a move up from here. So let's just get, if you've got any short trades in this market or China, you need to cover those short trades now and look to the upside there. And China will be the same as well. It's the same pattern here in terms of 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. ABC for 4 and 5 here. So it already had its low in first here. And in this case here, we'd look for it to come back to here, which would be close, where are we with that? Which is a 38.2% retracement anyway. But let's just see that. See how that plays out there. It looks like it would want to go higher, but let's just see what we've got here. Okay, and much the same for Hong Kong, for Japan here. I've got a few things to work out here. I don't know if this is going to do the same thing as the US market. So with this market here, we could look at, it could be possible that wave C is actually completed in here as well. So wave 3 and A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave here for wave 4. But it really hasn't come down like enough, unless it's going to form some sort of triangle pattern further across here. Let me just clean this up here. We don't need this anymore. So our target to the upside will be 23,000 for the Nikkei. And what not sure at this stage is that, do we go down here for 1 and back for 2 here, and down for 3 here, and 4 and 5 for all of this here, moving down below this previous low here. Or if we go from this low here and we go up into a new high here for this. So that's what I don't know as well. So I'll also be observing what occurs here with this here. But it's quite clear that we do have that 5-wave structure coming down here for the Nikkei, because we've been counting it down in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here to complete. So we've either got to move back here, which will be 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves to here roughly, and then down from that point, or we'll pull back into this space and then continue to the upside here. Because let me just see where that is here. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, well that brings us in here at this 50-60% retracement level. So the 23 is part of the top of group 1. So if we find a nice support then we'll go long from that point. Okay, so in the meantime, it's even dangerous really. I mean, the money's in the turn and in the trend, of course, but we don't have 5 waves here. So if I had 5 waves here, then I could say to you that we'll have a correction here and we'll have another 5 waves. But at this stage here, I don't, it's just this is where the guessing and the discretionary of Elliott comes in, that we have this low in place here, but we may if we're fighting the trend here, we're going against the main trend, so that's the risk here. So just be mindful of that and trade less if you're going in that particular direction. And of course, India is going to be much the same as well. So we've been counting 5 waves down in this instance. Once again, all of this here could be down for down. I'm not even sure if that's actually finished yet there, but I'll just pop that there and give us this here. This will just give us a bit of a ballpark figure here at the 11,000 that this can move back to, and then come down again. So I don't know if this wave 4 is in place, or we just come back as an A and a B and a C here, and then down from this point, or we continue up from here. These are the things that we need to start focusing on now. So yeah. That's it. All right. And this will be the same, much the same for Australian banks as well. We'll see the ANZ sit on the 25. We'll see CBA sit on the 65. They're both medium levels. I don't think that the main trend for the Australian banks is completed just yet, but we have to expect rallies off these low points. So we might tighten things up a little bit. We'll see. I'll give that a bit of thought before market opens. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.